Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play The Legend of Blacksilver. Uh, a week since I last recorded. Oh, it's not going as smoothly, or as it's going as smoothly, I guess, as I would hope it would be, considering that the videos seem like they're turning out okay, but nowhere near as rapidly as I would have liked them to have been. Anyway, welcome back everyone to some more The Legend of Blacksilver, almost the Legacy of the Ancients. When we last left off, we resupplied and are now ready to head back into the Labyrinth so that we can head to the lower section therein. My memory of this place is that bows and arrows, ranged weapons that you have, do not work very well down there. Which is to say, they don't work at all. I think there's an enchantment which is present there, which causes your arrows to fall out of the weapons that you put them in. So you're forced to melee against the enemies there. Or use magic spells. I think I'm getting confused between The Legend of Blacksilver and Legacy of the Ancients when it comes to the spells as well. Because, have we seen a Stunflower before? We have. This looks a lot like the Bowel Root. Only it's yellow, not purple. Also, it's very easy to kill. That's good. That's good news. Anyway, I seem to remember that enemies take only like 5 or 10 damage from magic spells. But again, I might be confusing that with the end of Legacy of the Ancients. I know that the Warlords guards took almost no damage from magic in that game. And believe it or not, viewer, we're probably, I think, 4 videos from the end here. This Labyrinth trip, I don't think we return here a 3rd time. This Labyrinth trip will take us this episode, and then we resupply for the return to Blackmire Pits. Actually, we might be able to do Blackmire Pits immediately in the next video. And then 1 video of prepping, and then the final dungeon and the end, I think, is what's up for us. I mentioned this because I'm always surprised how long this series of videos is for the Legacy and Legend of Blacksilver games that I play. They put a huge amount of content into this game way back when for us. And only $30, if I recall correctly, at the time too. Which one was it again? Okay, this side. There we go. That's what I want. Now, how to get back to where we left off when last we were here. So we want to get to the door that we didn't open last time. We couldn't open last time as we could open the door. We had the key, but it would have brought us to the lower area of the labyrinth. It would have been a nasty battle. We wouldn't have been down there for too long, but it would have been an ugly fight for us at the time. And now we're back here with a key that can be used to get us further into that area. Okay, and of course, I go right immediately to the wrong one. I do not think... Oh, maybe... I can't remember if the guards are back if we go up a level and then come back here again. But I suppose we'll take a chance... No! Let's not kill them. We'll leave them alone. Was it up brings us back to the entrance again? Yes, okay, so we want to go through the other one then. In the meantime, Tim, what can we talk about? Oh man, as usual, I don't write anything down. I had to wing it again. Writing an outline takes a good deal of time to try to think about, first off, what you guys might find interesting. And then, which way? I think it's up. First off, what you guys will find interesting for me to talk about, and then all of the bullet points for the things I want to cover for that topic. Because I like covering all bases, as it were, when talking about things, both the good and bad for various things. So, okay. Well, Tim, that was a great little tangent. But now that's over. All right. Let's go this way. No, not that one. Is it the... Oops, still the wrong one. Is it the large key? This takes us back to the ravaged guy. Is that correct? Oh no. Okay. The Hulk. And we activate the guards while we're here. Okay. Can we do this again? I don't think we're allowed to. I don't think we can speak with the giant again. I can do no more for you. He's worried. He's worried it will beat him another time. Watch that. Watch. It could have been that we wrestled only against his like pinky finger last time and still barely won. There's no way we'll beat him if he uses his whole hand and whole strength. Okay, so bows and arrows. You use it, pick a direction, and down go the guards. Very, very easy. This trivialized the upper area in the castle back in Legacy of the Ancients some time ago now. Good God, 112 damage. It looks like we're getting on our bow legs. This is a little more often than I like. Or a lot more often than I like. Oh! Too close! Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. I didn't realize that, okay. It used, in Legacy, you could use the bow, I think, even at point blank. So how about that? So that's no longer the case. Oh, then I'm really glad we kept that great broadsword with us. Although, to be fair, that's coming along with us mostly because I remember bows effectively missing 100% of the time down in the lower section anyway. So we're about to find out how true that is. Oops, let's let this guard get a little lined up for us. Nope, that was the wrong thing to do. Shame there's no chests here that we can open. Alright. Oh, I don't remember which path is which. Let's go to the upper one. Well, this is probably the wrong way, but we get to kill all the guards here. We could use laggard vapors. I guess we can use a single one of them. Okay, let's pass a few times. Oh, he's still not in range, Tim. It's okay. Now he is. Pretty sure the more of them you use, the greater the effect is. There we go. Supposed to talk about something else. Tim. How about this? Over in Abiotic Factor, I'm going over my Steam library and the games I have installed. So how about over here? I'll look at my Steam library and the games I do not have installed. I have all these different categories I keep all my various games in for easy sorting. Very agile guards. So, and over here, so we'll start with the unique category, which is that I probably possess only one or two of these types of games, and I don't want to make a category specifically for just one game. So here we go. So first up is a fighting game called Killer Instinct. Holy crap, this was the Killer Instinct 3, made, was it like 10 years ago now? I was a big fan of the first two of them. I could never understand the combo mechanics for them, until I had picked it up on my... What was it? Was it the GameCube? Might have been the Super Nintendo. I think the Super Nintendo was where the first one came out on. And the second was the GameCube, maybe. And I had no clue, couldn't wrap my head around how to do combos in the game. A huge thing about Killer Instinct was all the combo-ness in it. And after I finally, when I understood it and got some practice, I was a real beast in the arcades at the game. Well, all things considered, I suppose. Probably average overall. Like, I could throw down with the most average of them. And when I saw this was for sale, this was like many years ago now. I picked it up for like $10 and got all the characters as well. Apparently they use like seasons now for games where like they release, like a game will have game release with like 10 characters in it, 10 fight. This is for fighting games, or many games do this though now for other things too. But for Killer Instinct, it was like when the game first came out, you had like 10 characters in it. Might have been a little more, might have been a little less. And then like season 2 shows up like a year or some X months later, and it has like another six characters in it. Oh, the Contortionist. I don't think he can't do anything else for us either. And then season 3 comes out, and there's more characters there, but you have to pay for each season, if I remember right. Like it's not free. You don't get those characters for free. You got to pay for them. Are we killing these guards too, or are we letting these guards live? Oh, man. Guess we can let them live. We don't have to kill these guards in this area. There's no treasure chest to open to get a little more gold here. Nope. I don't remember, viewer, which passage to take, so we'll stick with this one. Actually, it might be the blue one. Let's take the blue one. If it goes back to the fountain, we just have to worm our way back here again. So I picked it up. Graphics look good. I liked the music for it, at least the first 2 seasons of music. I like the characters. It pulled in... Oh, we're back in... Oh, no. Okay, we're back in the guards area again. Okay, so it's going to be a good Super Bowl. Looks like we have to kill these guys anyway. They pulled in characters from other games this time for it. Like Rash from the Battletoads game is in it as a fighter. And Rareware doesn't own it anymore. Like, I think it's... Is it Microsoft that owns... I can click on it, Tim. Just click on it. Who owns this game? Like, oh, who's the producer of this game? Let's see. I can't tell from here. Go to the store page. Please don't play anything. Okay, good. Xbox Game Studios. Okay, so effectively Microsoft. So they pulled in, I think, characters from Halo in it as well for the final season. They haven't released any new characters, I think, for some time now. It's interesting, I suppose. I never played any of the Halo games before, so I do not understand the characters that I'm looking at, nor anything about like why they would potentially be in this particular tournament or world setting. But I like the look of General Ra, I think is his name, or something like that. He looked kind of cool. They added a bunch of new mechanics to the game, making it even more complex, which means that I am very much unlikely to ever be even average at this game. There's no way I would be able to square off against most people online. My time playing fighting games is over. Maybe, I mean, so that's mostly because my reaction times are probably going to be much slower than I feel comfortable with to have fun. And making mistakes is acceptable, and you're not going to win every fighting game that you play. You're not going to win every fight that you do either. This is where we wanted to be the whole time. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna get slaughtered. So, did we open that chest? Let's leave the chest alone, unless the guards down here are blocking our path, and they are not. Okay. Yeah, a whole host of new characters were in it. They brought back all the old characters. I liked the original characters' outfits more than the new characters' outfits. I don't like some of the redos of them either. I preferred old Tusk to new Tusk. I liked the look of Fulgor in the second. There's 2 chests. I'll leave them shut. Okay, so let's use our amber key here. This is where we did not go. I do like Cyberwolf, though. Cyberwolf looks pretty good here in the second game. Do we go over each character? Nah, I think that about sums it up. So yeah, so fun. I played it for all of 1.7 hours, and that was, according to Steam, and that was mostly me just trying the tutorial to understand the game mechanics, and if I could still do them. I still can do basic combos in the game, but holy crap, there's a bunch of new stuff in there that I simply cannot come to grasp with. Like, there's counter combos where, like, I'd have to explain how it works the entire game if I want to go into this topic, so no, we'll stop there. So a lot of new mechanics, a lot of interesting resource management for different characters. Not everyone has the same type of like combo bar or stuff like that. It's very, very interesting. I like a lot of what they've done with it, and I like to watch people play it. But I myself will probably never play it beyond just occasionally firing it up to admire the good-looking graphics, the way the characters look, and do a little bit of the practice sessions, but no actual fighting for me. All right, here we are in the second layer of the labyrinth. The guards here are gray, so I'm imagining the ones up above were made of clay, and these ones are actually robots now. Let's see what happens if we try using our bow down here. I remember it not working. Let's see. Magic repels your arrow. This will never successfully hit, ever. Never. Not even once. Does magic work here? Oh, it does, and it does decent damage. Which is to say, it does... Oh, it does some damage. The guards out here have, I think, almost twice as many hit points as the guards up above, and they hit harder. Oh, no, I'm lying. They do not have as many hit points. Okay. Let's also, as long as we're here, use another Laggard Vapors. Get a little closer before we can slinging Tongues of Flame. Guess as before, we'll just go through all Tongues of Flame, then we'll switch over to Lightning Bolts. 50 Tongues of Flame is what, 1,500 bucks? And 2 Life Elixirs are 750. Okay. It's still worth it. Also blast these guards with Tongues of Flame. I'm going to guess that our earlier Laggard Vapors are actually working down here as well. Now, we didn't have to activate the guards via fighting this group. We could have pushed over that activation section of the floor and maybe ignored these guys, but I saw at least one treasure chest in this chamber. So we might as well start the fighting now. Ooh, 47 damage, holy crap. Next up in this unique category I have. This one actually really is unique, all things considered. Actually, not thinking about it, the other 3 down here don't really have a category I feel like I could put them in. Clearly could go into fighting games, for example. It's the only one. Actually, I used to own Skullgirls, but I don't own it anymore. This game is called One Step from Eden. It is... Oh man, how I describe this game. I guess we just describe what the board looks out and how it plays. So it's a grid. Imagine a grid on 2 sides, like a checkerboard on two. In fact, I guess you could consider it like that. But it's a lot more complicated than this. So like 2 halves of a checkerboard or chessboard, and you have characters, 1 character only, to my knowledge, on each side. Well, it's multiple characters if you're playing the There's a versus mode where you play other people, and then there's a version where you're going through the game and it's like a roguelike game. And for that part, you're fighting various types of enemies on the other half of the board. You are allowed on the enemy side, or on your side, but only through certain moves that briefly move you to the enemy's half of the board to like perform a melee attack, and then you zip back to your side as part of the attack animation that you used. It's also a deck builder, I think, because your skills that you use as you play are based on the cards you have in your hand. All right, anyway, so the board is a checkerboard, and you can move around and you use cards that you have drawn to your hand. Hold on, I want this guard to move up a little bit. Will you move up? Good, okay. Your attacks hit certain spaces, and it tells you or shows you, I think, which spaces they hit based on the ability that you are using. And some are passive, some like heal you or spawn something on your side of the battlefield that does things for a little bit. Others might destroy sections of the enemy's side of the battlefield, which means they can't walk on those spots, for example. There's all sorts of really interesting cards that they have, and the characters feel a little different from each other as well. Animations are very smooth. The game, though, isn't a turn-based game. It's a real-time combat game. So you and your opponent are moving all over the place, trying to use various cards and abilities to hit each other while avoiding the same happening to you. And first person to reach 0 hit points loses. It'd be a little... So we're here watching a Commodore game. It reminds me a bit, and only a bit, like the old Adept games. Archon games. Or Adept, I think it was... Is that right? Was it Archon? I think it was Adept 2. Adept 2 Archon, for example, was the different characters had different types of attacks altogether. Only one attack per character. Like the Juggernaut just rushed across the screen, immune to ranged attacks while it was doing so. And the Siren would just damage the opponent wherever it was located on their side of the battlefield. There was no escaping it, so you just took damage to get to it really quick and kill it. So this is much more complex, because the abilities, once again, you're using are the ones that you drew cards for at the time. And every time you play a card from your hand, that card goes away, and you draw a new card from your hand, I think. Or every so often, cards replenish in your hand. I can't remember the exact timing of it. It's been a while since I last played it, according to Steam, July 7th, 2022. And I played it for 2.1 hours. And it wasn't because I disliked the game that I stopped playing it. It was that it was amazing, and I wasn't very good at it. And it's one of those few games where I'm like, okay, I'm bad at this. I don't really see myself getting much better at this unless I play it for a while nonstop. Like, it's got to be a game I play every day. I play it for a few hours every day. I thought about recording it for a one-off or something of the sort. Maybe I will eventually do that. But in the end, I decided, you know what, I'll put it down for a while, and apparently it's been more than a while. Or it has been exactly a while, however long a while is to you at home. But there are some games, and this is one of them, where I can recognize, oh, I'm not good at this. But I like it, and more than that, I bought it, and I could have refunded it early, but I decided, you know, I like this game enough that even if I don't play it, and even though I'm not good at it, I'm glad to give the developer of this game some money. Which it did. Anyway, it was a great game. I did enjoy playing it, but I'm miserable at it. Reminds me of Dark Souls. A game where I got really frustrated a long time ago. Playing it, obviously, or maybe not so obviously. And then I think I was talking to you viewers about something, and it occurred to me that everything I said about video games that I liked, exploration, difficult combat, I liked dungeon crawling games and stuff like that. And you guys point out, Tim, like, describing Dark Souls, and I was like, I've played Dark Souls before, but I got super frustrated by, like, the second boss. I couldn't beat the bull demon on top of the tower, and I'm like, you know, it's just not a game for me. I liked the little bit of time I played it for, but it's not for me. And you guys are like, Tim, you should totally play it. Just play it. Try it again. And I decided, you know what? Not only will I try it again, I'll record it. that playlist is still up on my channel to this day. That was a blast. I had a lot of fun playing through Dark Souls. Died a lot. We died a lot. And I lost every single player versus player match I was in. But I had a blast playing that one. And this is somewhat, although this is a bit different. This is one where I recognize I was simply, oh, come on now. There we go. I probably will not get much better. Another game on this list is a game called Ragtag. Ragtag, I thought, was a turn-based strategy game when I had first picked it up, because I didn't watch the video on it. And I last played it on November 5th, 2021, and I played it for 7 minutes. I was surprised at the type of game it was, and decided that, oh, I have to be really in the mood to play this type of game. And I've played something like it, but it was a long time ago, and it was called Crossbows and Catapults. In this game, you have figures, and they have, I think, different weights associated with them, and they're on little stands, and you play on a board. And your objective is to destroy the enemy's pieces by effectively flinging your pieces across the board at them, or getting them off the board altogether. Very interesting game. I've not played anything quite like it. So imagine, if I'm assuming you guys have seen something like Warhammer. So imagine Warhammer, where like you've got 3 models on the board: a Space Marine chapter leader and 2 other Space Marines. And the other side, it's all melee from what I can tell too. I don't think there's ranged attacks in this game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is. I didn't play it long enough to tell. And then you've got the other side, which is like, I don't know, a Tyranid warrior and like 2 Gene Stealers. And the warrior is a decent model, moves, and how to describe it? They have different size bases, and they have different weights associated with them. And so the Gene Stealers might be heavier weighted than the warrior is, and so they can push enemy models around more than the warrior does, for example. And the opposite is true on the Space Marine side. Maybe actually you could field 1 more Space Marine than you could a Gene Stealer to make up for it. And your objective is just to fling models into other models and knock them off the board, lock them into mines, or get them destroyed somehow. There's no rolling. There's no rolling for initiative. There's no rolling for damage. It's literally just pushing models around on the tabletop. It was great. I really liked it. But once again, I was like, I was in the mood for something a lot less hands-on. I think I was eating dinner at the time or something. Skeleton key use. So that was the key, I think. That was the key we found at the very bottom of the dungeon. Everything out here is reserved for you only after you complete the Pits of Blackmire. It's a midget. Not a dwarf. It's a midget. It's gonna tell us that. His name actually begins with an M, I think, too. Something Marty? Maximilian the Midget. Hey, bub. Can I have an elixir? Sure. Thank you for befriending the midget. This is the weirdest quest, as it were. So we'll just talk about this really quick. So after your 3rd gift, you can speak with him again, and he gives you something in return for being kind to him and not expecting anything in return. But, I mean, you do kind of expect something in return. You just think, well, I'll just have to do this multiple times, that's what went through my mind when I was a kid a long time ago. Like, oh, okay, we'll come back to him and see him again, and we'll give him another life elixir. And maybe after X number of times, he'll give us something. That's exactly what occurs. So, it'd be great if it was a random amount of elixirs, up and including all of your elixirs, 30 of them, before he gave you anything, if he did give you anything. Anyway. Yogurt bar. Oh, you guys look really mad. But you also look like you won't walk over that floor. Because I'll stand here and pummel you with every single tongues of flame I've got. Next up on this list is a game called Rutgore. And it's one I keep meaning to record a one-off of. In fact, I was playing through the game, not recording it, so I usually call that off-screen. I don't know if that's accurate. And it's a real-time combat deck-building roguelike auto-battler. Ooh, okay, let's step back. It's rather unique. Obviously, it being, I mean, that's obviously big in this category of mine. I've never played anything like it before. And there's all sorts of different characters in the game. I would have a very difficult time trying to explain how it plays also. So, but we're going to try. So it's an auto battler, which means your character automatically at certain points in, so it's a real-time game. So first off, okay. It's not as real-time, but perhaps as I'm making it sound like, although it is real-time. So you run through a level, and your character will have encounters on a level. That level will either, you'll see them up ahead of you, like there's a little map that shows you what you're about to run into. In a similar fashion to, say, Darkest Dungeon, if you knew exactly what was in every single space of every single hallway that you were running down. So you could tell, like, up ahead, like, oh, okay, I have a fight, then I have an event, then I have a fight, then I have a boss battle. For example. Bolts certainly don't do much damage. It feels like magic is actually suppressed on this floor. But we brought all these magic spells. We're going to use them. During events, you get choices, obviously. Oh, actually, no. So, events are almost always going... In fact, I think they're always... some text, and then you make your choice as to what to do based on the event that happens. Before I continue, the game is full of memes. It's full of funny questions that gets posed to you, and some very serious ones in some instances too. And as you proceed through the game, the tongue-in-cheek nature of it persists, but some of it gets a little bit more horrifying, I suppose, is the word I'll use. It goes from being a lighthearted, funny, like you're fighting monkeys that like drop bananas and funny graveyard, someone who looks like a character from Undertale in a graveyard, for example, to suddenly you're fighting horrific shadow demons. And they'll kill you very quickly, or mutated piles of meat with bones sticking out of them. Like this horrific Cthulhu-esque type of monster. It's great. I like it. So anyway, so for combat, when you start, you're on one side of the screen, enemies on the other, and every so often, your character or the enemy character will attack the other automatically. You do nothing. In fact, you can technically for every single battle, you can sit there and just watch your character slug it out with the enemy. Different types of characters, both for you and the enemies, have different attack rates. And then you have cards in your hand that you can play whenever you would like, and they modify something about the battle that you are doing. Often, it will either provide a perk of some sort for you, like giving you armor to absorb attacks, making your character attack faster, maybe summoning something on your side of the battlefield to help you fight, or or attacking the enemy directly. So your normal attack will still occur, and you'll have another attack that you can do by playing a card. There's several different types of character classes, and every single one of them has some sort of special artifact that makes them unique compared to the others, beyond just their attack speeds and their equipment that shows up during the game. So, the warrior, the first one you get, gets armor cards, something that other characters do not generally get. And his cards are unique compared to other cards that other characters who do get armor cards. There's ones where, like, you drop all armor and you hit the enemy for however much armor you possessed. And there's ones where wherever you attack an enemy, you gain armor. And then you play that with cards that are like, you increase your character's attack speed by a certain amount for a certain number of seconds. And you can combine all of these, like, various cards together to make interesting combos out of each other. I really liked the game, and so when you win a combat, you'll get a choice between several different types of cards. Some of them might be equipment that you can use instead. Equipment's basically passives that you benefit from in some way. I've gotten to what I think is about the halfway point in the game, and thought this would be a fun one to record. So I'm intending to do that. Silver coin. Guess we might as well keep our life up there. Just in case I accidentally hit the button. My normal button. Alright, what's next? Alright, so over here on this computer, I do not have installed Beyond Good and Evil. My goodness, viewer. It has been many years since I last played this game. I think many years since it had first come out. I'm going to say something that I'm probably going to regret, but I'm going to say it anyway. This was back when... This is one of the very few Ubisoft games I own. Back when I thought Ubisoft was making some good games. This was probably, I think, the last one... Nope, second to last I purchased. Last one would have been a Rayman type of game. A 4-player game that came out on the... That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, now we have to fight these guys. So sort of Rayman game I picked up. With this being the game I picked up before then. Last time I played this game, according to Steam, was August 8th, 2016. And I played it for 2.1 hours. But I know I've played this game in the past as well. This game feels a bit like a Zelda game to me. Like Ocarina of Time. It plays it's a 3-dimensional dungeon crawly type of game with some fast travel between effectively dungeons. A very unique story though. It takes place in the future. Like we have science fiction stuff happening, spacecraft, aliens are around and so on. I won't really ruin the story just in case somehow someone decides to pick up this game. But you are playing a character named Jade. She is a reporter. Photographer? Journalist? One of those things. And you're trying to uncover, I guess, information about what's really going on this planet. It would seem that what's it called again? The Alpha Squadron? Was that the name of the military in this world? The police? The police? They seem like the good guys fighting off the Xenos, but I have a hunch they're working in tandem with them. I never did get to the plot twist. I assume there is one. I remember the racing in the game. In particular, so Jade runs around herself on foot to explore dungeons, take pictures, combat enemies. It was mostly sneaking for her, but she could fight with, I think she had a quarterstaff, didn't she? Oh, that might explain why I like it so much. Any game where the protagonist is using a quarterstaff is a game I like. From my old Dark Age of Camelot. Time spent playing that game with my friar. That was the wrong thing to press. Ooh, 1,150 gold. Let's deactivate the guards. Oh, there we go. So when she wasn't on foot, running around, like, talking with people, going to towns, you know what it reminds me of now, that I think about it? Wind Waker. Zelda Wind Waker. That's probably a good one to compare it to. Oh, was there no other exit from this place? We came in that way, right? We did. We came in from the upper... Okay, let's take this exit. Okay. I remember this place being a little tricky. It doesn't matter. We're going to kill these guards. Let's start. Because between the places that you explore, you're on a boat. It was a hovercraft, if I recall correctly. Oh, but in combat, you had a companion with you, too. Paige? Was that the pig's name? It was a pig. It was anthropomorphic... jean wearing? Was it shorts? With an open like, vest? Pig. He could jump on top of people, if I recall. Oh, this is bad. Oh, they will walk in here. Oh, that's then... Okay, this is doubly bad. We do not want to fight two guards at the same time. Lager vapors, keeping us safe. Let's use... Oh! He's not coming this way. Alright, that works for us. I remember one thing in particular about the hovercraft, and that is that there were, like, you know, caves, what have you, for you to explore and so on to find secrets. And in one of these, there would be like a pirate or a bandit in them, and you would lose some of the money that you earned, and you had to chase them down and destroy them. And it was through a series of tunnels that was also timed. The bandit would hit a certain thing and set off like a dynamite, like what's it called? I actually don't know. It'd be like a trail of like gunpowder that would, he would trigger something and you would see the electricity going through the wires to shut a door in front of you. And you had to beat it to that door. It was great. I liked the music for those chase scenes in particular. I like, as perhaps you've seen a long time ago, a few years ago, back when I recorded, what was it now? I recorded a racing game for the channel on my one-off playlist, and I like hovercraft / pod racing games very much. The more synthwave it's like, the more I like it, the more futuristic it is. This one wasn't futuristic, but I still liked it very much. All right, we're gonna blast. Let's guard for just a bit. That looks like a really important chest we want. I see Dark Souls is next, but I really don't think anyone needs me to explain Dark Souls at all. So we'll talk really quick that I'll mention really fast once again that I did really enjoy Dark Souls. I've beaten it 2 more times since I last had played through it. I play through it occasionally, but I get right to the very end boss, and then I'm like, I'm not really in the mood to play it again, to finish it off. I probably should see what the difference is in New Game Plus. I think there is a New Game Plus in that game. Oh, and this is my action RPGs category, is what we're covering at the moment. Grim Dawn is up here. Holy crap, viewer, Grim Dawn. That was one of the games I've been recording for my channel, or was recording for the channel, for years. Back when it was in early access. I was playing it. Back when my videos were only like 9 minutes long. And at 480p. And I was uploading it to my channel way back when. One of the first games I backed on Kickstarter. It was made by the people who made Titan's Quest, if I recall correctly. It's had several expansions since then. And a recent one came out, if I recall correctly, about a year ago or so, I think. And they're working on the second one in the series as well, I believe. Anyway, it's a Diablo game. A Diablo 2-ish type of game. You run around the world, fighting things in real time. Get to see what special items they drop. You have different types of character classes you can pick. You mix and match. Oh, it's 5,000 gold in this chest. That's not so important, but it'll make up for some of what we're spending here. I like collecting sets. I like collecting all. You make all the numbers go up. You feel really good when something really cool drops. The bosses in the game feel a little weird to me, though. I don't like any of the boss battles in Grim Dawn. I die pretty much instantaneously to them. Like, if you let any of them hit you even once it's over, and some of the bosses, there's so much happening on screen all at once, I can't tell what on earth is going on, and I just die. That's pretty bad. Alright, we're going this way. Where do you take us? Oh, hello. Look at this guy. He feels a bit like an illusionist to me. A leper. Speak to Ludicius, the leper. I am a leper. As you see, my body is bruised and numb from my affliction. Would you pay 3,000 gold to share in my good fortune? I think you take an endurance hit, but you gain a charisma bonus. Yes. Though my physical woes scare people away, I have learned the art of charm. Oh, Crystal plus... Oh, we didn't suffer any negatives. Crystal plus 10. Thank you, Mr. Ludicious. I feel kind of guilty looking at Grim Dawn, because that's one of the few games I've never finished for my channel. What was her name? Diana Toyle. How do I remember her name? Was the character I was playing. What was she? What was the combination? I think she was a demolitionist druid. And I did battles by placing down totems and then running away from everything. And like the totems were basically like sentry turrets, effectively. They would zap things with lightning. And I would summon whirlwinds also to damage enemies as I just ran away in the game. We never beat the game. Never did finish it. We got through all the standard content, and then I never finished I never did either of the DLCs for the game that I have unlocked at the moment. We have both the Ether City. I don't remember what it was called now. We never got there. We were still in the swamp, if I recall correctly. And we also never did any of the Desert Realm either. That should be one you do record some more. I think when I had left off, I was doing the recording it and then talking afterwards, which I think is better for a series like that. As I actually will write down things to talk about. Gotta give him 3 elixirs. Next up on this list is Hellpoint, which is a Dark Souls-like game, and I do mean that. It's you play a character behind you type of camera, moves the same way, you fight more or less the same way, there's dodge rolling, weight categories for armor, like you don't want to fat roll in that game, you run around with gigantic two-handed weapons in the game. It was an interesting setting, in particular is why I picked it up. The gameplay is just so-so. I didn't really find it... nothing like really special. But once again, the setting I liked very much. The game, okay, so first off, it takes place on a space station that is orbiting a dying sun and or a black hole, if I recall. It's a black hole. And it's one of those, like, Doom 2016, or maybe Doom 3 games. I never played Doom 3. Where, like, people kind of went to extremes during their science and slaughtered everybody to, like, open a rift to hell, effectively. I don't think it actually was hell. I think it's just some other world three creatures that show up that effectively we would consider them demons, but they're not actual demons. And you piece together what happened on the space station. It's a bit cryptic, though. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Yeah, we don't want to fight two of them. But they're not coming in here. Do we have enough lightning bolts to do this without having to fight two guards? Oh, well, that's a bit awkward, because now I think our lightning bolts strike the bottom one. We're now out. Alright, we have to do this. There are some things in the game that were rather unique compared to Dark Souls. When you died, your souls were still, like, it's similar to Dark Souls, if I recall correctly. No, it was very different. You didn't, I think it was. I don't believe you left a corpse or like your soul someplace hovering in the air for you to go and pick it up. Instead, I think it spawned a duplicate of you, just in all green, using all your existing equipment. It might have been both. You might have left your stuff where you died, and this thing was spawned, and it fought like really well, using everything that you had equipped on you. So if you had died and were wearing some really good gear, it had that really good gear, and you would feel it fighting it, and it was not an easy thing to kill, especially very early game. If you died right away to some of those early creatures, fighting a copy of yourself was grueling. Very, very grueling early on. There were certain times at which the station was in orbit around this black hole, and the world would become much more difficult during those instances. When it passed the extreme, I think it was the extreme east and west sides of it. More creatures were different. Yes, some extra creatures would spawn, and I think some creatures were slightly tougher than others. And there would be some areas that would become there'd be like an arena battle in some areas to unlock special loot. Oh, we want to kill these, so I'm so sorry, sir, but we're still gonna slaughter all the guards here. I did beat the game, beating most of the bosses in it. You don't even have to beat all the bosses in the game. I guess it's like that is that like for Dark Souls? Some bosses are optional. In this game, I remember there being you beat the game when you eventually unlock a certain amount of like lore or understanding or whatever it was called in the game. And you got this by both talking with miscellaneous people, killing creatures, walking into new areas, and killing bosses. And so you only had to kill a certain number of bosses. I think all the mini bosses could be killed, and then you only had to kill like 2 of the 3 main bosses, and that was good enough. And then the game was like, okay, you can go to the very, very final end boss, and even the end boss, you didn't have to fight it. You could let it kill you effectively to drain you. Because you're an AI in this game. And so it creates you to explore, to figure out what's happening in this world. But supposedly, if you're not actually one or something, there's some weird time, like looping time mechanic in the game. Where if you don't do everything, this one NPC like resurrects you back up and makes you do it again. If I recall correctly, that's their excuse for New Game Plus. Very interesting. I did like it. I like the look of the game very much. Like walking around a futuristic city and seeing like piles of dead bodies everywhere and so on is pretty hardcore. I like that. But it's not one. When's the last time I played it? Oh, December 9th, 2024. I fired it up supposedly. I don't remember playing it then though. So that would be a few months ago, 4 months ago. And I played it for 127.5 hours. And I think that isn't accurate for how long I played it for in total. So is that the only exit for us? I can't remember. I think it was. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the next game on my list. Insecticide, Part 1. To my knowledge, there was never a Part 2 that was made. You play, so it's like a bug life type of game. You play a spider. I forget what her name is now. And there's combination platforming, like a three-dimensional platforming game similar to, say, Earthworm Jim 64 is what it reminded me. Which is not, I don't mean to, like, I remember it being decent. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And Earthworm Jim 64 was bad. So, it's just, it reminded me of that in particular. I don't mean to knock the game. It's been when was the last time I played this game? Oh, alright, well, that's a lie. I installed it then, but I know I didn't play it. And I know the playtime is wrong, because I know I got to at least the first, I know I got a little further in the game than 60 minutes. I got to like the second or third detective part of the game. So parts of it are you running around fighting things, and other parts of it are you investigating a spot and trying to get enough information to figure out what occurred there. Oh, this leads to the same spot too. We just got there via a different way. Okay, so let's speak with this guy again. Oops, would help if I hit the over here, speak. So, what was the game? Frog Detective. Some bits of it reminded me of Frog Detective, or rather, Frog Detective reminds me of it, and other bits of it are like an Earthworm Jim 64 running, gunning type of game. I liked it. I like the world setting. I like that we're all insects. I think your boss is a roach, and I think you're fighting grasshoppers or something to start, like a gang of them. You are generous, without expecting a return on your favors. The world needs more like you. I give you now endurance +5. Aw, thank you. In real life, I am that way. I like doing things for others without expecting anything in return. But in a video game, I'm expecting something in return. I'm not gonna lie. I think that would have been neat if, like, perhaps when you, let's say you give him like maybe you give him 3 or 4 elixirs and you get nothing in return. But when you try to leave the castle, after you leave, he gives you something. Or maybe if you just return to him later on when you don't have to return, well, you have to fight through the entire castle then. But no matter what, Tim, you still get something from him. Is there a way to tell a player in a video game, well done, but you don't get anything, but just thank you? I guess you just say that, and that's it. I mean, I would still do that, even if I did not gain anything. Alright, so hold on. So we're back in the giant fountain room. I think we need a key that we don't yet possess to go up this way. Oh, no, we have what we need for that. Okay, so we use a skeleton key there. So let's keep exploring the other places first before we go up there. We see another room that has a bunch of guards. Oh, we've been here before too. Okay, so we got to go north through that one door we just opened. It's the only way we have not yet gone. Up on this list of games I have is a game called Resident Evil 4. We beat this game, I think, last year, when I had felt strong enough after coming out of my chemo. Good game. I liked it. I began playing through it a second time, just New Game Plus off screen, and decided, you know what, I needed a little longer break from the game. Not because it's bad or anything, just wanted a longer break. I liked the game very much. I liked almost everything about it, except I don't like the voice actress that did Ada Wong's voice. So I installed a mod that used an AI an AI that was modeled and that I think had the voice of what she had in the Resident Evil 2 remake that I much preferred. Well, we have to fight the guards sooner or later. I guess we fight them now? So this time we're going to activate the guards by doing this to start. Can I bring a guard? There we go. That will block the other guard from reaching us. What do you like about this game? Everything. Once again, except for Ada's voice. I suppose I should mention that I did install a mod to also make Ashley a little more cute. So I don't know what her normal. I know her model's fine. There's nothing wrong with her normal model. But I wanted, once again, I wanted her to look a little cuter. She looked a little weird to me. If she's based on a real life actress, I feel kind of bad for saying that. But it's a video game. I'm allowed to have my opinion on the characters in it. I love the combat. Every change they made, with the exception of the... What was the giant lake monster called? I didn't like the lake monster battle in this one. I liked it in the first one better. I liked when Leon would get knocked off the boat, and you hear it roaring and charging him. You have to frantically swim back on the boat again on occasion. I can't think of the name of it now. But yeah, once again, I like the original's version of that better. I think everything else about the game I liked in the remake. I like the reanimators. I like the very creepy sections that had them. I like the entire every single chapter. I very much liked the mine scene, the mine chase scene. Yeah, I liked all of it. I think they did a fantastic job on the game. Sound effects were good. I like the addition of the new bolt gun weapon. I found the weapon to be fantastic. Supposedly, I'm in the vast minority there. Being able to kill that first... I don't even know what it's called. The guy with the mask on his face, or the helmets, who couldn't see you but could hear you. The fact that I had a weapon that made no sound, made he had no clue where I was located. It was fantastic. Only problem I had was that sometimes I couldn't get back the bolts, and I should have been able to. I like the changes they did with Ashley and Leon, too. In the first game, it was mostly you throwing Ashley into dumpsters or lockers while you handled the enemies and you ran on together. With a few parts, you and her just running together. Here, she's required for some teamwork-related things. And I liked that change. It was more than just Leon 100% of the time. Ashley was also contributing in a handful of ways, too. And in ways that didn't make her... It did not seem out of place, I would say. It's not like she suddenly had a gun, could fire it perfectly against enemies, or like could tank enemies or beat them up physically or stuff like that. It was nothing like that. It was all still rather, if I can use the expression, very girly for her. And I liked it. I thought it was very good. I like the teamwork aspect of them together in this game. I'm gonna kill all the guards. I guess the final battle felt a little bit like a letdown to me. It was a little too easy. I think I died there twice. Oh, I can think of another battle I did not like very much. The battle against, what was his name? The final battle against him. Oh, okay. So, hold on. Here's a change I did not like. Yes, another change I didn't like. And for some reason, viewer, I always feel I need to stress the things I didn't like, not because it makes a game bad, but because I like comparing it to things that I think were good and thought it could have been. I would have preferred it if they left it alone the first way. I liked the QuickTime event series when you fought the other American guy. I don't know what his name. Don't remember what his name is. The other military guy. Leon and him have a knife fight in the original version of the game, which is a series of 3 or 4 QuickTime events. With any one of them that you fail is death for you. And I love that. I thought that was a fantastic, very thematic battle to have there. They changed this to an actual combat now. You still have QuickTime events, but they're designed there now to prevent you from taking damage when an enemy attacks, more than instant death. And so you actually have a combat there that you must complete. And I liked the original version of that better. Holy gold. Look at all this. 26,000. Okay, there is a teleporter down here to a yellow room. And there was another up here. I guess we're killing all the guards, so we'll kill these two also. Next up on the list. Well, I'm sticking with games that are not installed. So that would be Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2. Fantastic game. I liked almost everything about it. Only thing I could think of that I didn't like was, and then again, it's not fair. I shouldn't say dislike. It was that, okay, hold on. So, I don't think you guys need me to explain what Space Marine 2 is. Everyone's probably has seen it by now. But, it's a great action RPG. You run around as, what was his name? I can't remember. I can't remember what his name is. Anyway, you run around as a Space Marine. You kill Tyranids, which I thought were really well done with some exceptions. Wasn't very lore-like, some of it, but whatever. I'm willing to forgive it because it looked cool. I, viewer, am a Tyranid player. Over behind me are the Tyranids I picked up because my brother Dave wanted to play the actual tabletop game after playing Space Marine 2 with me. And so I picked up an army again after getting rid of my Tyranids an age ago. So anyway, well, we can talk about that a little later. Still a fantastic game. The things I think I would dislike about it, and dislike is the wrong word to use, is that when I had started playing the game to when I had finished playing the game, there was a period of about 2 months that elapsed, and I was rusty when I attempted to complete the rest of the game. And I have a recording of my entire playthrough of Space Marine 2, and you can tell that I'm rusty for like the last about 1/3 of the game. It's bad. And I feel bad for it because it's one of those games where it gets tougher as you play. It requires faster reaction times to things. You better be able to counter the enemy very quickly. You better recognize when the enemy's attacking you faster and faster. It doesn't get any easier. And I just did worse. And that would be my only real complaint. And it's not really a complaint. That's a complaint about myself taking the break that I took. And this gentleman right here in the impressive blue pajamas, who looks a lot like Wario, only wearing blue, not yellow, is the one, the only, the very gentleman that we are attempting to stop from destroying the world. Baron Taragas. I'm glad you're here. I rented this chamber so I could give you a message. I need the blood of a good knight gone bad. In exchange for one small drop of your blood, you will rule the world beside me. All will be yours. Okay, so if you say yes, we did this last time, I think. If you say yes, what happens is that you can still play the game. Fallon sinks to the sea. You are stuck on Mailbane. It is over. Like, you can still adventure, you can still kill creatures above world, you can still go to the dungeons that you opened, but there's no going any further. You're stuck in that world. Obviously, we want to beat the game the proper way, so no for us. Blast us! You only delay the inevitable. Your life is worth nothing now. I'll be waiting. I thought he did blast us. He even took the countertop with him. And good for... Oh, please tell me I'm recording this. Okay, I am. 2 times now, an abiotic factor. I thought I was recording and I wasn't. That's always pretty bad. I do not know if you have to speak with him at all. It seems like this room is really just it's not random, it's always here. But I feel like you could skip this unless this teleport. Well, then again, you could walk out of the teleport and walk back into it again without ever speaking to the Baron. Yeah, I don't know. This feels like we're back up. Are we back up on the first floor? No. All right, so let's try this teleporter. This is the illusionist that we're here to see. He looks much more like an illusionist. I have an outfit that looks almost exactly like his. Only my hat is a little longer than his hat. Speak to Vorn the Illusionist. Holy crap. My brother Dave. That's the name of it for his mage. The art of illusion is tricky and misunderstood by most. Many feel that something that's only in the mind isn't real. Is fear real? Sometimes, fear is more real than steel. Often, darkness has more substance than light. I'll share the illusion of light for 5,000 gold. You now carry with you my illusion of light. Also, you'll find that 2 of your keys gone, replaced by another one, via the art of illusion. Believe. Our light spell will now no longer be snuffed out when we go down into the pits of Black Mire, which will be our next objective, after we replenish our supplies from this adventure. And I think that's all we need to do here. I can't think of anything else that we have missed. So hopefully we did indeed miss nothing, as we are on our way out. Oh, if I can find the way out. You know, let's check one more thing here. All the guards are activated. So we just went through that one. That one leads us out. Did we miss one here? I think we went through this one also. I think we did. We did. That's the Baron. Okay, so we are done. Only I don't remember how to get... There's one we haven't walked in, because I do not know how to get back to the main room. On this level. Oh, we have to go back to the midget, and then we walk backwards. Like, we take the long passage out of that area. That's the leper. Speak with him again. Take care of Maximilian. You can't give him another elixir, by the way. I have tried in the past. Just, you know what? We'll try again. As a, hey, thank you. Like, you really didn't need to give me anything. I was just giving you life elixirs just because you were asking for them. What's the next game in your Steam list, Tim? Oh, Space Marine 2, right? We're talking about that. Right, hold on. I can do no more for you. That's all he says. The music was fine for Space Marine 2. I don't remember anything in particular that really stood out, though, for Space Marine 2, but I'm sure it was fine. It was a beautiful game. Absolutely gorgeous game. Looks amazing. The swarms look fantastic. All the special effects going off look great. Every map looked amazing. I have still not played multiplayer, like the custom individual levels. I've only done the main campaign with my brother Dave. It was great. Liked almost everything about it. Fantastic game. Oh, we can't go this way to leave. Oh, okay, never mind. So I did miss a teleport someplace in here. So there were a few things though that I did not like for the Tyranids. Two things off the top of my head. Oh, maybe this is where we go. Two things off the top of my head I can think of. Okay, this moves us back. The Lictor. Why on earth does the Lictor roar at his enemies and let them see him before, like, the fight occurs? He realistically would have killed one of those Space Marines by showing up to get the first insta-kill on one of them, rather than show up, roar, and be all scary looking. So, okay, I get it. Okay. Like, fine. It's supposed to look cool. People are supposed to look how cool it is. Oh, it's out there, it's hunting us, making all these sounds. That's not actually what it would do at all. You wouldn't see it at all. I was like, this is dumb. Whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just go with this is the way the Lictor works. Oh, and the guards, mental note, the guards are active. Okay, I don't... Oh, I hit the wrong button. We're gonna kill these guys in melee? Oh, good. Okay, we don't have to. We can switch back to our bow. Pretty sure we opened that door. So I suspect all the guards are back. And also the Tyrant. When the Tyrant's killed, like, this massive psychic backlash occurs, and all the Tyranids on the... Oh god, spoilers. Spoilers! When the Tyrant is killed, there's a massive psychic backlash that occurs on the planet, and the entire swarm is killed. And, like, that's... Or it looks like that's what occurred. Even in the area you're fighting in, that's, like... That's not what happens. That's not on the tabletop. You kill the Tyrant, everything dies? No. No. Obviously no, on the tabletop. No one would plop the Tyrant on the table if that's the way it worked. Oh, we probably could have just walked this way to leave. Alright, let's see. And all these guards are back. Well, then we have to kill all of them. Those two things I did not like. Everything, and by not like I meant, like, I'm rolling my eyes like, oh, come on now. Like, that's not lore accurate, but whatever. It was still a good game. I'm willing to look past it. Like a handful of things in the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy. I'm like, oh, come on. I don't like that you did that, but whatever. I'm willing to forgive you because the rest of this is pretty good. Type of thing. Is he not walking? All right, he's not gonna go for that guard by the bed. He's not gonna commit suicide. Get another guard. Yes, we can. And viewer, we're almost out of this labyrinth, so we'll skip talking about other games until the future. We'll just kill this guard. Wait, oh, we'll kill both guards, but we'll kill this guy with a melee weapon. And done. All right. I think it was north to leave. I think the last time I did the Labyrinth, I forgot to save it or something when I left, and I had to redo the entire. But by Labyrinth, I mean the second level all those years ago. I think I forgot to save, which meant I had to redo all of it again. It's not too terrible, but oh man, if you don't have to do it again, I mean, why would you? All right, viewers. That does it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening to me prattle on and for watching. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. I think.